we are joining a free city walking tour, free tour Cartagena, with Kevin over there with the yellow umbrellas, and you give them what you want at the end of it, what you think it's worth. And this is the Plaza Santa Teresa, the first stop on the city tour. Free city tours are good. They sometimes do them, sometimes don't. It's just a good way of orientating yourself in the first couple of hours in a city. This is Catalina, an indigenous princess, and this statue stands outside the International Colombian Festival of Films offices, and she's given to the best actors and actresses as a kind of Oscar. We're moving away from the Plaza Santa Teresa. We're heading in the direction of these major machine guns. Sir Francis Drake came here in 1598, and when he couldn't find all the gold he wanted because they'd hidden it, he burnt loads of houses. And this statue here represents a guy called Peter Claver baptizing an African, and the African slaves were brought here to rebuild all the houses that Sir Francis Drake demolished. And this guy, Peter Claver, baptized more than 300,000 Africans into the Catholic faith. Now we're walking away from the Peter Claver statue. Looks like there's some pirate ships over there. These are just some of the fortifications, as well as the castle that we went to the other day, that the Africans built, the African slaves built when they came here. We're back in Peter Claver Square, and that's the Peter Claver Church, built after his death, and his remains are in there. And these little effigies represent Colombian life. There you got the fruit maker, a guy wheeling a barrow of different drinks, people playing checkers, and the fourth one, people playing chess. Oh no, don't move there. Real life fruit sellers there. These ladies will let you have a picture with them for a donation. That's our little tour group for the couple of hours. Walking away from Peter Claver Church. Small little statues about Colombian life.
There are many types of mangoes. And we have this one, you know this one, right? Papaya. There is a slang in Cartagena that says, don't eat papaya. What that does mean? Well, that's basically saying don't give someone the opportunity to steal or to take your stuff or your belongings. Don't give the opportunity to someone to take your belongings.
This is Customs Square, although it's actually a triangle, because all the customs were brought in through this government building here. And at the end there is a statue of Christopher Columbus, who was never actually here, but it was donated by an Italian family, so they've gone and put it there. And this building here replaced an old colonial building like these ones. But before this became a protected city, someone had the good idea of ripping down the colonial building and building that ugly one. There he is, Christopher Columbus. The real name for this square isn't Customs Square, it's Plaza Rafael Núñez. He wrote the lyrics for the Colombian national anthem. Right, I better keep up. This little area here is full of sweets and dried food. Colombians love their sweets. All these lovely sweets. We're going to try this red thing. It's sweet, it's coconutty, it's lovely. And this statue here is Pedro de Heredia, and he founded Cartagena in 1538. And now We're walking through, oh, there's the clock tower, which originally didn't have a clock face on it, but was added much later. That's the clock tower from the other side, through the archways. Now we're heading down Calle Portocarrero. The lovely colonial buildings either side of it. The wooden balconies are Colombian era, and the spikes are to catch witches that were reportedly flying around. And the concrete balconies are much later. Right, we're going to have a look inside this church. This is Santa Catalina Church, also known as the Cathedral, and every cathedral should have a square out in front, but this one doesn't. So that door there that we came in, the side door, acts as the square. When you come out here through the main doors, there's no square, so the square's on the side of this cathedral. There's some huge artwork being sold there, way too big to take back on a plane, and some repairs being made to the colonial houses. Behind these graffitied walls, wooden boards, is Simon Bolivar Square, but we can't get into there because they're renovating it. Apparently Colombians love Miss Colombia and they love Miss Universe, and these are all the Miss Colombian winners, and these are two Colombian Miss Universe winners. And this one here, Ariadna Gutierrez, she was crowned Miss Universe, but the guy got it wrong and she had to take her crown off and give it to some other lady. We're going to see lots of different types of door knockers here in Cartagena, and these ones, for example, lions, these would have belonged to military men. And then there's also owls, which would have belonged to who were considered wise people, and then hands, who would have been religious people. That's three of the different types of door knockers that you can see here in Cartagena. Just coming out of Calle de Nuestra Senora del Carmen. This looks like a Botero. I'm not sure who sculpted it though. Wow, look at that. This is Santo Domingo Square, and this is Santo Domingo Church. It's a Catholic church, and that sculpture of the naked lady outside, I guess, is a bit unusual. Okay, I'm leaving Santo Domingo Square. This is in fact Calle de Santo Domingo, which seems to run down to the old city walls. I'm taking a right here. I'm walking down this beautiful colonial street. I know it's a colonial street because it's got wooden balconies as opposed to the concrete Republican balconies, which came much later. That is a beautiful cooling breeze tunneling up this street. This is the theatre, built in 1911. And next door to it is a convent, which is now a museum. There's the old city wall. So we're right on the edge of the walled city right now. We're going into the museum that used to be a convent. This guy is Garcia Marquez. This is a little exhibition for him here. He wrote 100 Years of Solitude, which is the book I'm reading on this little holiday. Gracias. We finished that free walking tour of Cartagena, which you give a tip for, and I learned loads. I tried to recount it in this video to remember it later. And now we're just going to walk around and maybe get a beer before delving into Gethsemane. Yay. Ajá, yo siempre me mudaste para acá para la cabeza también. Sí.